Hello and welcome to Racers Now. It's the usual Thursday night slot as we look forward to all the action this Saturday, August the 30th, chiefly from Sandown, supporting cards from Chester and Beverly. And SD, who is on holiday this week, celebrated his birthday earlier in the week, has been tipping up winners left, right and centre on the daily tips, and looks like he's got his travel outfit. You know, when you go on a holiday and you're at the airport and you're in your casuals and you maybe got a bit of a baseball cap on. First time I've ever seen SD in a baseball cap and what resembles a tracksuit. SD, how are you?
It's not a tracksuit. It was sunny today. I get sunstroke very easily, so I bought this cap.
Is it an Air Jordan one, like friend of the channel?
I don't know what it is.
No. Okay.
There we are. It's Adidas.
Adidas. Fresh off a winner at Droslas this afternoon. Via the steward's room as well, SD, that one. So fair play there. Plenty of winners on the YouTube last week. Chiefly Never So Brave, that was put up and anti-post by SD at 7-1, I think. And then we've also had plenty of daily winners as well. He went on a run of 9 days, actually, should I say. 9 days of having at least one winner and has returned with, I think, at least 3 winners this week, included a 33-1 shot winning at Lingfield. Right, looking ahead to Saturday then, SD. First questions first. The weather. What is the weather doing and the forecast this week? There's plenty of rain forecast across the country as far as I can see.
Well, tomorrow is showery. How much of that will hit the eastern side? I don't know. There's a front coming from the channel, and whether or not it reaches the M25, I think, is open to question. Saturday's a bit more straightforward. There is the Abbot will be you'll be like Noah at the Abbot. Honestly, it's going to absolutely piss it down. So there's a low pressure coming in from the west. Now, when that hits, I think it may hit Sandown after racing.
Right, okay. I was talking to our friend who helps on the punters panel, Liam Firkin, earlier from Oddschecker, and he was saying that he's expecting plenty of rain across the country. That may well impact selection.
Has he got a free password for us all at Oddschecker, I wonder? What a joke that site is. It didn't even have Chester prices up.
I'll put that in next week's negotiations. Right, SD, we're going to start with the 150 at Sandown. This is a 7 furlong handicap. Not a very old race. I think this is only the 5th renewal. What did you make of it?
Well, it's a nice race. Lovely race, I thought.
It is.
I think Kodi Line is by far and away the most likely winner. Got a decent draw in 2. Won't mind if it rains so much. Does have form on all sorts of conditions, and you know what, should have won last time. It wasn't Freddie Larson's greatest hour at Haydock. Probably should have won. I'd go that far. Has been nudged up only £1 for that. I think he's the one they all have to beat too.
Nice.
Sorry about the motorbike.
Yeah, I'm putting one up here, SD. God of War for me. I thought I had a good chance here. Slightly unlucky at Haydock last time. If a clearer run would have been closer. Other than the Royal Ascot blowout, which was a blowout in a 30-runner race, has been pretty consistent this year. Tom Clover in decent form as well. I thought he was a nice price each way. 4 places 12-1 for me, God of War.
Yes, I'll also shove Glenfinnan up, who takes a bit of explaining. Well, we love a double dip, don't we?
You do.
Ran a putrid race last year in the Stewards Cup and then came and won here off 93. Hasn't been doing much right. Has had his wind in. There was a bit more on the all-weather last time. So bear in mind he won this off 93 last year. He's down to 82 now. Michael Dodds' horses certainly were not right earlier in the summer. And they're a bit better now. I think he's worth chancing at 12.
Yeah, fair enough. Glenfinnan. So 2 for SD there, 1 for me. On to the 225 then, SD. This is a 1 mile group 3 for fillies and mares. The Atalanta Stakes. 3 and 4 year olds have shared the last 10 runnings equally between them, so I didn't see an angle there. I thought this was quite interesting, really, for a fillies and mares race that I usually dodge. Aloe Bayard, by far the most interesting runner, I thought. Ran once as a 2 year old last October for Haggis, won, and makes her first start since then. Could be anything, clearly. Cathedral was meant to be a classic horse for the Ammo boys earlier in the season. First run for Philippa de Foy has been moved, as they all do. Spiritual won well on for the Gosdens on Epsom Oaks Day, I think it was, in June, but was last time in France. SD put up Flight to be second for Ollie Sangster in the 1,000 guineas, has nosedived since. And the informed Beckett has got 2 in here. Rosser is on the bigger price one, fair point, and Hector Crouch is on Skellet for the Judmont boys, who I fancied for last year's guineas. So plenty of question marks, but intriguing nonetheless.
It is intriguing. Did I put something beginning with B up?
You are on in this race. No, you actually didn't have a bet in this race, SD.
I didn't. I was very close to putting Blue Bolt up.
Yeah, Blue Bolt's the favourite.
It's the right... Look, the betting's right, unfortunately. Alabaya, it's a hell of an ask, isn't it? Second time up, 300 days off. Spirituals in there, as you say. Look, there's a few you could make a case from. Oh, actually, whoa. Have you got odds checker in front of you?
Don't curveball me, SD, because I've not written it.
I am about to curveball you because I wasn't thinking this would be such a big price.
Right, so what do you want? 225 Sandown on Saturday. Blue Bolt for Judmont.
No, it's Bright Thunder. Bright Thunder.
Bright Thunder for Sam James doing the ride in there. 14-1 available, SD. 14-1.
I think we'll have 0.375 points each way on Bright Thunder. Ran a good race in the Oak Tree previously. Was second to Spiritual. In the is it the Princess Elizabeth at Epsom? I think that's fair enough form. I thought she'd go well. I had her at about a 7 shot, but I hadn't noticed she was 14.
Okay, there you go. I will display that now before we go on to.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! What great graphics! I mean, you're resplendent in pink tonight,
so sir. Good. Yes, I've had a lot of practice. I fancied one here, SD. Just an angle I found to this race, 7 of the last 9 winners have been drawn 4 or lower. And there's a reasonably big field here for a race such as this, 14 in there. And I can't get my head out my head how good Betty Clover ran earlier this season behind Crimson Advocate at Goodwood. Yes, I've said that before on this channel. But she's a whopping price, SD, this Betty Clover. She's 33-1. Taken easy last time. I think they was having a bit of a learning experience, not relearning, if you like, or just reevaluating because she was pulled up at Ascot. Obviously, that's not good.
Reevaluating experience.
Yes, I do.
You honestly, you sound like something from a county council convention run by the Green Party.
I would fit in well there. So yeah,
it wouldn't that.
I think you could make a case for all sorts in here. There's your cliche for this evening. But yeah, she's drawn low. She's drawn in 3. She's a massive price. In Eve, we trust. 33-1 each way, 4 places. That can have some of our money, I thought.
Okay,
great. We're going to move on to the 3 o'clock at Sandown now. There's no bet for me in this one. I don't think. No. This is the read Meg Nichols's blog at betmgm.co.uk. Handicap 2, class 2, 1 mile, 2 furlongs. Where are you going?
It's a thrilling read, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I found this pretty difficult, to be honest with you.
I didn't. I think Dangerman will go straight from stall 5, shoot off in the lead and never be seen again and gallop them into the ground.
Okay, marvellous. John Payne, Kieran O'Neill.
Look, he's done a very similar thing last time. And I think they probably want to do the same again. I thought it was really that simple. He's clearly a bit of a boy. Oh, bloody hell! Something's on fire or something. He's clearly. Yes. Here he comes. Wow, it's an ambulance. Good luck.
Must be a bookie that's fainted from paying out all the SD winners.
Yes, it's John Hutchinson, although thankfully he's not within 100 miles of me. John's always gravely ill, yes. But seriously, Dangerman, I think he's an up-and-coming 3-year-old, and I think he'll piss us. I'm not saying piss it, but I think he'll just gallop them into the ground.
I think one thing you can say about this horse is that He's took an upturn in form after the application of blinkers on the 25th of July. Wore blinkers first time, won easily by 3 lengths, virtually from the front. Last time, made nearly every yard from the front, won by 4 lengths. It's gone up £9 for that, but as ST says, possibly rightly so, that may well not be enough to stop him. There is some nice-ish horses in here, though, SD, to be fair, we must say.
He's in the Cambridgeshire. He'd be interested in the Cambridgeshire.
Yes. There is some interesting in here, though. Gstaad for Roger Varian, Castle Cove for Haggis, etc. Alpha Crucis is one that wants soft ground. I followed him a little bit last year, not this. Again, I'm going to shout out Liam again because he's put up on the punters panel this Alpha Crucis on the basis that there might be some rain, and he will like that.
You're being paid by Liam? Or you just want an odds checker account?
No, I just to spread the love to and add more content for those that are contributing to our brilliant weekly punters panel that has thrown up some
brilliant. It is fantastic. Yes, Craig told it from Alsakib too last week.
He did. I'm struggling to take you serious with that hot honesty every time I look at you, but I do like it.
There we go.
Right,
had a haircut today. Isn't it lovely?
Oh, how much did you pay down south?
£15.
I think you said you paid 18 one time back up here, so you've done well there.
Well, yes, I have. I found the value. Just a second.
Are you going back to get it finished tomorrow, or?
Look, you've never understood style, have you? I mean, look at the state of you. You're wearing a pink bloody thing, thinking that Nottingham Forest are the greatest club in the world. It's not true, is it?
Off. Right, onto the feature race then, SD, at Sandown, the Solario Stakes. This is 2-year-olds, Group 3, 7 furlongs. They've got a quite decent roll of honour recently, SD. Includes Field of Gold last year, Silver Knot, 2 Dawn Hot, and Massart. Gosden has won 3 of the last 8. Appleby's won 3 of the last 8, and they top the market between them. Gosden's got Publish in here. That won that usually very good maiden over course and distance last month. And the Godolphin boys have got Pacific Avenue that is 1 from 1. Won July at Newmarket. 7 runners in total. Can you split the front 2, or are you looking elsewhere?
I'm not having a bet. I think Publish will win. I think Publish is a very good horse. And maybe a Guineas horse next year. Should have won first time out. Colin Key made an absolute horlicks of it. Don't do it again, Colin. He should. I think he'll win here. I think he's a very, very good animal.
He may well do. I'm having a win, a small win bet, SD, on this. He's Walim. Might have been, now you will know better than me, might have been one of the best Beverly 2-year-old winners for years on debut a fortnight ago. Smashed in, won by 6 lengths, bounded clear of a 6-4, decent yardstick in conjecture for Mark Prescott. He'd finished second, I think, that conjecture on his first 3 starts. He's Walim was making his debut and smashed him up purely on RPRs, which I know we love. They're only a guide, etc., etc. He's actually achieved more on his ratings so far than Pacific Avenue and Publish. Yes, potential may well be in the camps of the other 2, but I thought he was worth a small go. He's 9-1, half a point win in a 7-runner field.
I don't think he's a hope in hell. I think Conjecture is one of the biggest twice a 2-year-olds out there. You know, I remember seeing him at Thirsk, he dogged that. Then he went to Dross he dogged that. And then didn't fancy it at all at Beverly. The 5th, who was beaten 13 lengths, was 6th of 7 in a nursery of 61.
Okay, fair play. I'll go for that one. SD, now we're going to be moving on to Beverly. I've not got any bets at Beverly, to be fair. It is their Beverly Bullet Day. And in the Bullet itself, SD, at 2:05 on Saturday, I'm sure this is a betting race for you.
Well, I all things being equal, Regional really should have a very good chance here. But, you know, you're going back now nearly 2 years since he won the Sprint Cup. I'm not totally convinced that he's a 5-furlong horse, but he might be, especially around Beverly. I just thought the way to play the race was back in Redorange each way. He was a upwardly mobile 3-year-old, second in a Deauville listed race last time. now up to a mark of 104. Look, it's a long it's a long way off regional, but he does bring that little bit of potential to the race.
Actually, I am putting up a bet, SD. I'm throwing a curveball at myself here because I'm going to have a small go on Kerdos, I think.
Right.
Because he's dropping down here, so he had absolutely no chance at Goodwood, drawn on the wrong side. There was 4 of them on that near side in the race that JM Jungle won. He had even more of no chance at York last week, where basically if you was drawn high, you had no chance in that Numthorpe. Where the low boys dominated. That's 4 or 5, Ain't Nobody 3, Frost at Dawn 6, etc. Yes, and he's dropping down in level here. So yeah, I'm going to put Kerdos up. He's 7-1. Ground. Well, we don't really know what the ground's going to be, do we, SD?
I would think it'd be quick. That's just. I think any showers are more likely in the west than the east. That's why I didn't fancy Kerdos. But up to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm just doing a quick search here. His best performance so far has been on soft. His second best performance has been on good to firm, and there's plenty of good. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. I'm going to put Kerdos up, and while I type it up, you can maybe start talking.
Previous winner of this race. Lovely race, the Bullet. We all remember Take Cover winning it many, many times.
Right, you start talking about Chester then, SD, while I get...
Well, we talked about the rain. I think Chester's going to get a soaking, to be quite honest. Okay. It's currently good. It'll be near a soft by the time they go down to post for the Virgin Bet. Anyone get a bet on with them? I doubt it. Chester Stakes.
I didn't know they were still going.
Well, look, I mean, I remember opening an account with them, and I couldn't even get a bet on.
Yeah, marvellous.
So there we are. I thought they were a putrid organisation. On
the basis, normally have a bet in this race, though.
Well, I do, because I don't think Table Talk will run in this. Okay. I think he's
about the Chester Stakes, 1 mile, 6.5 furlongs. Usually,
I think Alsakib is by far and away the most likely winner of this. I think if Kerdos, bloody hell, even if Table Talk does run, I think he'll go off favourite. He's shown he's gone round Chester before reasonably well. He likes to get his toe in, which he hasn't had this year, although last time was disappointing, but you can always forgive a bad run at York where he's run moderately before. I think he's a pretty good bet here. I think he'll win. And I think he'll win quite easily, actually. There you go.
There you go. That's a confident selection from SD because that is 1.5 points win.
Well, I did text you earlier. It was 4 and then we got 7 or 2. I think, play the rule 4 to your advantage because there's maybe Tash Khan if it got really soft. But you've got a horse like Manila Rescue who is basically a bumper horse who was second in the 3 mile novice hurdle at where was it? At Aintree. I mean, that's 9-1, but you've got a horse like Alsakib. Baldwin loves this sort of race, at Chester.
Yeah,
I think I'd be fairly confident he would win.
On to the 3:15 at Chester then, SD. This is a 7.5 furlong handicap. Plenty of familiar names in there. 2 Tempting won it last year. Shabab, Storm, Thunder Roar, Witch Hunter still going. Array still knocking about as well. The Wacko Kid. Some familiar names. What are you backing?
2 Tempting won this really well last year,
Yeah.
Plenty up its sleeve that day. So the last 2 visits to Chester have yielded victories. He went up to a mark of 101 after winning here at the May meeting. They plotted and plotted and plotted in better races and shit races like the Sugar Cup. And as a consequence, he's come down. Very soft ground would be a question mark. Certainly Axon good to soft. I thought he was a fair bet here. Just the other thing, if it does rain, of course, the draw bias is less prevalent.
Yes, and I think there's some thought out there that the draw bias generally at Chester is waning over time. But
I'm not sure that's true on quick ground. I mean, you just have to look at the configuration of the track. In effect, when you run over 5 furlongs, it's like a horseshoe.
Yep. No, fair point. It's definitely not my area of expertise at Chester. Are you double dipping, SD?
I am, because Al-Shahab Storm, his best runs have been at Chester. He had the purple patch last summer where, he won 3 here. He was almost a 110 rated horse. He is off 109 here, but he has run well in handicap company. Much of his best efforts are on a turning track like here. Again, won't mind if it rains. Botty got him from I think it was Balding last
He
year.
was with Andrew Balding, yeah.
Yeah. Hasn't done that much with him, but today might be the day. I thought 16 was big.
Yeah, he is rated 109. Clearly top weight in this, carries at least £9 more than everything else, but does have that class angle, back class, if you like, as another cliche. Right, SD, I'm putting up an anti-post bet here that you're unaware of, but I'm going to give it a go anyway.
Well, thanks. Do you want any anti-post selections, SD? Oh, no,
yes,
no.
You have the opportunity to. You basically do what you want here on Racers Now anyway, SD. And last week, the last anti-post race that was on our radar, the City of York Stakes, you put up the winner. I put up the second. So we don't do too bad on anti-posts from now and again. Anyway, I'm looking at this National Stakes, which SD will have no interest in on Sunday, the 14th of September at the
Is that thing beginning with G?
Yes, this is the bet. This is the anti-post bet of the year. This 7-2, widely available, has been for a couple of days. Don't you start pulling faces. Anti-post bet of the year for me.
Somebody put this up on Twitter. Have you got it from there?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Apparently had an interrupted prep before his run in the Mornay in France last weekend. That was over 7 furlongs. Got beat by what they call a short neck over in France last week. He looked to be running a bit fresh and still learning on the job in the latter stages. They didn't run in a straight line, which clearly isn't ideal, but I think they'll iron that out of him. And like I say, that was his first run since mid-June. For a 2-year-old, that is a little bit of a break. Second fav for this National Stakes, if you look at the market now, Saba Desert for Appleby would be one to fear. Appleby's got a good race in this. Saba Desert won the Superlative Stakes, but he's been a bit quiet since. We haven't really heard much about him. Certainly haven't seen him since. Might go to the Superlative anyway. Third favourite, Powder Blue, is going straight to America, so you can put a line through him. Pacific Avenue runs this weekend. You can put a line through him. Zavateri is going to the Dewhurst. You can put a line through that. Distant Storm for Godolphin isn't good enough. And the rest of them are basically Aidan O'Brien bingo. I think 7-2 for this SD is a gift. I think you'll be closer to even money than 7-2 on the day.
There we are. There we are. I'm surprised you didn't donate the viewers one of your Alan Bennett monologues.
Well, that was reasonably quick, to the point, precise. It's 7-2. It's the best anti-post bet of the year. Get on.
There we are.
All the bets will be in the description as
always. Just a few other things.
Friend
of the channel is at, where is he? He's at Southall tonight. Southall.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know where he is at the weekend. I'll be at, do a nice southern tour of Sandown, bugger off after the Solario and go to Lingfield, and then I'll go to David Minussier's on Sunday morning, and where it's National Racehorse Week, and I'll go to Brighton on Sunday afternoon. So all be good. All be good.
This is how committed SD is. He's in a lovely hotel, or multiple hotels, I think, and drinking establishments in East Anglia. And he's taken 2 cars deliberately so he can take himself racing on those fixtures that he's just outlined, while his family make their way home, which is fantastic planning, really.
No, I am going home tonight.
Oh. Well, so you're going home all the way from Yarmouth?
Well, Cromer.
And then you're going back down south on Saturday to Sandown?
Absolutely, sir.
Oh, you crazy man.
There you are. I think it's just worth pointing out, we don't want to libelise ourselves, but I will just give you the facts that Kenny Alexander has been charged with bribery and conspiracy to defraud. They are gambling, the provision of gambling services in Turkey between 2011 and 2018, when he was chief executive of GBC Holdings, which is now known as Entain, i.e. Ladbrokes and Coral. Alexander has been charged with conspiracy to defraud and conspiracy to bribe between 2011 and 2018, as has his former chairman, Mr. Lee Feldman. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, it sounds terrible, but it really isn't a story that I've known much about. I knew about it previously, something to do with Turkey, millions of pounds fine. Yeah. Yeah. So before you accuse me of having no opinion like you did last week.
Well, I mean, it's clearly a criminal investigation where if he was found guilty, I think there would be serious questions to answer. Meanwhile, if you have a couple of £100 on a horse, and it wins at 7-1, they want your inside leg measurements.
Yeah.
Yes,
yep.
Mr. Alexander. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. It is an active court case, isn't it?
All the bets will be in the description, as always. SD is miles in front on his YouTube tips this year. That really is a fantastic figure. Plus 63.6 points for every single YouTube selection, every Thursday, most Mondays since our flat season started on April the 6th. So hats off to SD. He's had his new haircut. He's got his tracksuit on. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with the
yes,
SD
and one quick thing. The racing league's ended. Way!